Hello everyone, welcome to JE Fashions. My name is Justice. In this video, we want to see how to draft our sleeve for a gown or wherever you want to fix the sleeve. But the sleeve we're making is a big one, not so big and not a small one. Okay, so before we draft the sleeve, we need to get our basic measurement and our basic sleeve. I think we all know how to draft our basic sleeve, but then for those who may not know, let's see how we can draft our basic sleeve. Now the length of my sleeve from shoulder to where I want it to stop, I want to have 10 inches. Then I'm adding 2 inches allowance for folding. So I'll rule this over using my ruler. Draw a straight line and the sewing allowance too. You can equally use 1.5 inches, you can use 1 inch, but here I want to use 2 inches because I'm going to add a band to it. I want to fold it properly and then fix my band. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to measure from the shoulder to 6 inches. Shoulder to 6 inches. This 6 inches, you can equally make it 5 or 4 depending on how you want it to clap at your bicep, at your arm side. I'm coming down by 6 inches. Now at this 6 inches is where we're going to put down our round arm measurement at this 6 inches. So if my round arm is 14, I'll divide 14 into 2 and that will give me 7. So I'll put down 7 here as my measurement and then add my sewing allowance 1 inch. Alright, now come down to the base of the sleeve. Put down your measurement for the base of the sleeve. Let's say it's 12 plus 1 inch. That's 13. 12 divided by 2 give me 6 plus 1 inch. We have 7. The same thing goes to the sewing allowance. You rule it straight, then connect to, this is the base of the sleeve and the sewing allowance, the folding allowance. Then you connect to this other one. Okay, we are done with this part. Now it's running the upper part. Now at the upper part, what I will do is to rule a straight line from this point down to the edge of this. I'll rule a straight line. Okay, once you've gotten the straight line, you're going to come up here, let's say by 1 inch or 3/4 inch, whichever one is possible. Let's take 1 inch. Now get the midpoint of this measurement and mark it here. The midpoint of our arm measurement, 7.5, 3.5 because it's 7, and this you're putting it down in between 6 inches and that's at 3.3 inches. Okay, so at this point you're coming up by 3/4 inch, and this way you're going in by 1/2 inch. So you're going to connect to the midpoint and then take it from this place down here, and here we have our basic sleeve. So we're going to cut this out. Please, if you don't understand, try watching it again and make sure you ask your questions. Please ask your questions. Watch the videos and ask questions. So we have our basic sleeve. Now to get the big sleeve that we're looking for, or a puff sleeve, we're going to open this up and divide each of these by the allowance we want. Okay, I will rule and show you. But before then, this area will be cut off, and as you cut it off, you identify that it's going to be at the front part of the sleeve. Remember, this is just for one sleeve, so you're expected to do something like this again to get for the other sleeve. Now this part is going off if you're going to attach this place to the front part of your sleeve, while this is the back side of the sleeve. So once you cut, you identify. You can identify by a notch. Okay, remembering that this place is the front part. So let's take the big. Now we're using slash and spread method to get our bigger sleeve, and what we've done here is to divide each of these lines by 1 inch. If you measure, each of them is 1 inch. Okay, so we're going to cut it open, cut all of them into pieces, and as we cut, we separate them so that we'll have a bigger sleeve and still trace it the way it is. Hope you get. So we're going to slash it and place on a bigger surface and trace everything the way it is, and then we can have our bigger sleeve. And while fixing it, we need to pleat or gather it. Alright, you're not to tear this on your fabric. If you tear this on your fabric, you spoil it. You're going to use a paper, tear it and place on another paper, or if you can trace it out on your fabric, no problem, but trace on another paper, then use the bigger paper to get what you want. Now this is what I've got. You can number it as you cut so that you don't make the mistake of fixing one the other way where it's supposed not to be. All of them are just the normal sleeve that we cut, so you can hold it and use your chalk or something to trace the shape out so that it will be easy for you to cut. Okay, I'm only using my hand. You can space it as wide as you want. You can space it as wide as you want, however you want the sleeve to be. If you want it to be bigger than this, it can. If you want it to be shorter than this, it can also, but make sure that at the base they are all the same so that no parts will be smaller or shorter than the other. So after tracing it like this, using the chalk to trace it round, you can hold it in such a way that it will not shift. Okay, trace it round. I can now remove this and use my scissors to cut it out. Place it on another one to cut the second sleeve. Just like that. Follow the chalk or whatever you use to mark. Trace it just like that. You can use this method to achieve any kind of sleeve you want to achieve. Maybe the fullness is just at the lower base. You can slash and spread only at the lower side, the base. If it's just at the top, you slash and spread only at the top while this place remains normal. So this is what we've got, a wider sleeve. We have a wider sleeve that we can fold, and we have something that will be puffy. So let's do the same for the second part. Put the two together. If any side is bigger, of course one side is bigger because this will be the front part. We cut it, we trimmed it out, while this place will be the back side. So that's why it's looking bigger than this area. So now I have 2 of the sleeves, and we'll go over to the sewing machine and see how to fix it on our dress. Okay, so let's go.